local. Drink High Bank.
Well, look, we're towards the end of November. This is college football at its peak, at its zenith, and here we are on What's Up on a Tuesday going NBA? Yeah, that's right. That's what happens when undefeated takes on defending NBA champion Celtics. And we talk NBA. We love to do so with a great friend of the program, Chris Fedor, Cavs reporter, NBA reporter, one of the best in the business at Cleveland.com. Buddy, this has been a scene. It's been an absolute scene. The biggest difference, obviously, is offensively. When did you start to see that what Kenny Atkinson was doing would fit this roster the way that it has?
I think about 2 weeks into the season, Bo, because, they talk about all these things throughout the course of the offseason and training camp. We want to play faster. We want to take more threes. We want more guys to be involved. But then it actually has to translate onto the floor, and it has to translate to the roster and the players that you have. And it has to fit the personnel, and it has. Donovan Mitchell has willingly taken a little step back to elevate and empower Darius Garland and Evan Mobley, and I think that's a key point of this whole thing. Kenny Atkinson has said so many different times, this doesn't work with our team unless you have a level of selflessness, unless you have a level of sacrifice. And I think every single player in that locker room understands that if they're going to take a slight step back, it's going to be for the benefit of the team. I mean, I don't think anybody saw them having the number one offense in the entire NBA, but it's happened consistently, and it's been such a long period that you can't sit here and say, well, it's a fluke or it's a mirage or the other shoe is going to drop. This is just who they are. They are a dynamic, creative offense that has a bunch of different answers for whatever a defense is going to throw at them.
Folks, if you haven't, and I know that the bandwagon is jump on, it's fun, and you're going to get a great one tonight, and I know a lot of people be curious to see how this goes tonight against Boston, but if you haven't seen him play, what Chris is talking, there is I have like my young kids watch him, Chris, because they don't really dribble it much in the half court. Everything is pass, one more pass, extra pass, boom, wide open three, somebody knocks it down. It's such beautiful basketball to watch. I don't like throwing this around. It's a little bit like when Kerr first got to the Warriors. This is different.
Yes. It feels a lot like the start of the Golden State Warriors dynasty, just in terms of another voice coming in there, another idea from a new coach coming in there, and making the kinds of changes that were required for that organization to take the next step. And that's the thing, right? Like, they advanced to the playoffs 2 years in a row. They won 99 games in the regular season over the last 2 years. They made it to the Eastern Conference semifinals against Boston. But they needed someone that was going to take them to the next level. And that's what Kenny Atkinson has done. New ideas, new philosophies, new spacing. And Draymond Green said the other night, Bo, following a game against the Cavs, that the Cavs turned into a laugher, a complete blowout. He said his head was spinning. That was the number two defense in the NBA to that point, and they had no answers for how to slow down the Cavs. So when you have Draymond Green, somebody who's been a part of, the most dynamic offense of the last 10 years, saying, wow, that reminded me a lot like what we did to teams in the past, and my head was spinning the way that the ball was popping, that resonates with a lot of the guys in the locker room. They heard that, and they're like, hey, that's validation for the things that we're doing.
Chris, there was a lot of talk around this operation the last year or so, especially. Can Garland and Mitchell coexist? Can Allen and Mobley coexist? Maybe we ought to move off of these guys and find a way to keep two and go from there. Who in the organization deserves credit for saying, no, we like these players in this roster, let's find another solution?
I think primarily President of Basketball Operations, Kobe Altman, and I think he understands, Bo, that when you have talented young players under team control, it's really, really risky to push that particular button. So let's exhaust all of our other options. Let's control all the other variables. Let's try and do everything that we can do to get the most out of these guys. And then if we get to a point where we've exhausted all those options, we've put a bunch of different pieces around them. We've put them in different kinds of offensive systems. We've used them in a bunch of different kinds of ways, and it still doesn't work. Okay, then we start to move on. But the thing that Kobe always spoke about, Bo, he said, look, there's enough data that we have internally, and you guys can find it too. There are enough stats that point to these guys work together. We just have to find a way to blend it the right kind of way. We just have to find a way to put them in a kind of system that is going to maximize their individual traits, and it's also going to maximize us as a team. And I think one of the things that they could lean on last year, Bo, is that they had seen a level of success with Darius and Donovan early in the process. And then last year, Darius had a terrible year. So when you have logical reasons and explanations for why a guy struggles or why a duo struggles, in this case, Darius just being bad. And Darius has gone on record saying how difficult last year was for him, and he called it one of the hardest years of his life. So when you have those logical explanations that point to like an outlier season, it's a little bit easier to make that kind of justification and make those kinds of decisions.
What approach do you think you'll see tonight? Because the last time, I mean, I think about that Friday game against Golden State, they're up 83-40 or whatever. Like, It was a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
What will this be like tonight for them? How important is it to get to 16-0?
I do think it's important just from the standpoint of this is the team that stands between them and potential history, but also the team that everybody is chasing across the NBA. The belief around the league is that Boston has separated itself, and it has, and they do things at such a high level that it makes it really, really difficult to see a future where you're in a playoff environment and you have to beat that team 4 times in 7 tries. That is just a steep challenge. So I think the Cavs are looking at this situation saying, okay, yeah, like we've beaten the Lakers, we've beaten the Warriors, but this is Boston. This is the team that looms. This is the team that knocked us out in the Eastern Conference semifinals. So it's kind of like a measuring stick of, okay, how far have we come since that series? How much of the things that we've implemented here offensively and defensively work against that particular team? It's not April, May, and June. It's not springtime. It's not the way that both these teams are going to be playing and going to be looking that time of year. You can't replicate that level of intensity. But I do think it's meaningful because I think the Cavs want to see how this all looks and what level of success they can have against this particular opponent. And it's no offense to Golden State. It's no offense to the Lakers. It's no offense to the Knicks, all these other teams that the Cavs have beaten along the way. But none of them are Boston.
Yeah.
Boston's just a different level of opponent. So I do think this one is incredibly meaningful, and it certainly has the Cavs' attention, and it has for about the last 2 weeks at this point.
So, buddy, enjoy it tonight. I mean, at Boston Garden, this type of, you don't get these in November very often, so enjoy the hell out of this tonight, pal. I know you will.
Will do, and I would love to say that it's going to be on the parquet, but I just don't know what that court's going to look like. I'm about to find out in about an hour from now. Apparently it's going to be bright green or something like that.
Oh, God forbid. Oh, no. God, how can it not be parquet, Chris? What are we doing?
NBA Cup game, man. They've got to do that. They got to make everybody aware that it's a cup game.
Oh, man. Well, we'll try to look past that. Going to be a fun one tonight. Appreciate your expertise and your time. Thanks, bud.
You got it, Bo. Anytime, man.
All right, that's the great Chris Fedor. Covers the Cavs at Cleveland.com. Yeah, it's going to be a fun. I wish it was on the parquet, but that's going to be a fun one tonight. Reese, you taking your boys?
The Cavs will go 16-0.
That's kind of what I think.
Sets up pretty well tonight. Yeah, it's the Emirates
I know
Cup
they're
game.
Dogs, right? They're dogs?
I believe so. I think it's 3.5
or something. 3 or 4
was the last. 3.5 was the last that I looked at it.
Yeah. No, I like them.
I think I get it done.
I think they do too. They have been absolutely sublime, and from the sublime to the ridiculous, we're all watching it, so we'll review it. Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 2 was just nonsense. How did you get here? We'll get to that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
What's better than giving a gift everyone wants? Getting free gas and groceries by earning perks on gift cards purchased at Giant Eagle, Market District, and Get-Go. Choose from hundreds of gift cards to make everyone merry this holiday season. From the biggest retailers and best brands, all while earning you free gas and groceries. Stop in our stores for bonus perk offers on gift cards. Give the gift everyone wants. And get a little something for yourself, too. The holidays are magical at Giant Eagle, Market District, and Get-Go.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Make some space. Wendy's new mushroom bacon cheeseburger is entering the chat for a limited time only. Savory roasted mushrooms, crispy bacon, melted Munster cheese, and creamy garlic spread, all resting on Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef. We know not everyone loves mushrooms, but let your mouth do the thinking here. It's a tasteful fusion unlike anything you've sunk your teeth into, and it's coming from Wendy's, so you know you're getting flavor's worth in every bite. But if you want to ignore the happiness just because you think you don't like mushrooms, we won't stop you. We'll be here, hanging out with the new burger in town. For some mushroomy, bacony goodness, gotta be Wendy's.
Can't make it to the game? Watch the Fan's pre- and post-game shows live on YouTube. Just search 971 The Fan and click subscribe.
The Fan's YouTube channel is sponsored by Coors Light.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
I'm Leslie from Pella, Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One thing we keep hearing here in town, Wilson, is that the cost of Pella windows actually pleasantly surprises most people.
Pleasantly surprised?
You get the Pella next level quality and looks, but we also have 5 different lines to fit most budgets.
Our customers are almost always surprised, but it's never pleasant. Is there such thing as like angrily surprised?
Price is a little high.
Oh no, they're a lot high.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Bobcat Enterprises is your family-owned partner for landscaping and construction projects. Bobcat Enterprises sells and services a full line of Bobcat equipment, including compact track loaders, excavators, tractors, and more. Plus, Bobcat rents compact equipment and attachments. With Bobcat, you can rent the machine and own the results. Keep your business local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, and find current specials and our full line of products by visiting bobcatent.com today.
FX's English teacher.
Every single one of these essays is so bad.
An F? What is this?
With grades like this, I'm gonna have to hit the corner, sir.
From executive producers of What We Do in the Shadows.
Who's running the school? Is it us or is it them?
Them.
Go sit next to Tiffany.
She told me it was offensive to learn Mandarin because you're not Japanese.
FX's English teacher.